I will start is with these English conversations about concepts in Java, like Java oriented objects. Okay, and they introduce is learning OPP's concepts in Java with real-time examples and source code examples. Okay, and they learn about Java oriented objects with some examples in code. Okay, anyone can read the the paragraph, please. Only read. Anyone?
I'll go.
Okay. Oh,
Object-oriented programming concepts are very important. Without having an idea about object-oriented concepts, you will not be able to design systems in the object-oriented programming model. It simplifies software development and maintenance. The core OOP concepts: object, class, abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Let's discuss above each OOP concept with real world example.
Okay. And about objects, uh, other persons can read about objects, please. Vinicius, Alex.
I can. Object. Uh, are you listening me? My audio is good.
Yes, is good.
Okay. Uh, Object. The object is the real-time entity having some state and behavior. In Java is an instance of the class having the instance variables like the state of the object and the methods as the behavior of the object. The object of a class can be created by using the new keyword in Java programming language. A class is a template or a blueprint from which objects are created. So an object is the instance result of a class. I found various objects definitions. One, an object is a real world entity. Two, an object is a runtime entity. And three, the object is an entity which has a state and behavior. And four, the object in a instance of a class.
Okay. Can you explain a little about objects in Java, please?
Okay, when we have a class in Java, we just have and we don't have uh, the new word yet. So it's just a data structure that represents the real world object like the class. Let me give you an example. Let the class person have a name, have a age, for example. But if I don't use the new keyword to instantiate this class, it's just a that data structure. When I when I give the new keyword is an instance and becomes to have a status like a state and a behavior. So it becomes a class.
Okay. Uh, let's learn with real world examples. Okay. Um, let me see. Can you hear me, Alex, or not? Okay. Can you read, please, Ricardo? Can you hear me, Ricardo? Okay, I will read uh, this paragraph. Okay. Uh, Real world examples. Dogs have state, name, color, breed, hunger, and behavior. Banking, fattings, wagging, tail, share, bike, market, pen, table, car, book, apple, bag, etc. It can be physical or logical, tangible and intangible. Okay, and did you understand about objects, Vinicius?
Yeah, of course. Like we said before, uh, classes can have a state and behavior. In the case of a dog have a name, and he the dog is able to wag in tail too. So the state and behavior are the same object.
Okay, and about these images, can you explain, please? Go ahead, Vinicius.
Uh, like the previous statement said, uh, the the object can be tangible or intangible. In this case, these objects are tangible. We can touch them with our hands. We can use them. So it's a kind of real world examples. I agree.
Yes. About these examples, we have some kind of objects like fruits and the other objects like a bag, board, pensions. It's some examples about objects you can use in your project with Java language. Okay, I think it, it's uh, it's some examples of implementations with objects. Yeah, and about the Java oriented objects, you can use it all these objects in your code, yeah, in your programming. Okay, developer with Java language. Okay. Hello, good evening, Kleber.
Opa, boa noite,
Good evening.
Nato.
And let's continue this paragraph, please, about the bicycles. Can you hear me, Ricardo, or not?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Bicycles also have state, current gear, current pedal cadence, current speed, and behavior. Changing gear, changing pedal cadence, applying brakes.
Okay. How to declare created initializes and objects in Java. Uh, Go ahead, Ricardo, please.
How to create, how to declare, create, and initialize object in Java. A class is a blueprint of object. for objects. You can create an object for a class from a class. Let's
Yo,
switch class and try to create a Java object for it. Let's create simple student class which has none name and college fields. Let's write a program to create declare declare create and initialize a student object in Java.
Okay. And about this example, can you explain, please, Vinicius? Can you hear me, Vinicius?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was muted.
No problem.
In this example above, we have the class student, which have a name and a college, both are strings. We have a constructor using the name and the string college. We have the getters and setter fields and the public void statement where the program begins. In the static void main, we just instantiated three students that see in the constructor their name and their colleges. So we have three instances of students, student two, and student three.
Okay. Thanks. Good evening, Alexi. Okay, let's continue. Can you read, please, Ricardo?
Sorry, can you repeat please?
This paragraph, declarations. Continue, please.
Declaration. The code student declarations that associate a variable name with an object. Initialization. The new keyword is a Java operator that creates the object. Initialization. The new operator is followed by a call to a constructor, which initializes the new object.
Okay, continue, please.
Declaring a variable to refer to an object. General syntax. First, we write the type, then we write the name of the variable. This notifies the compiler that you will use a name to refer to to data whose type is type. With a primitive variable, this declaration also reserves reserves the proper amount of memory for the variable. From the above program, we can declare variables to refer to an object as student, 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 student2, student, student3, initializing a class. The new operator instantiates a class by allocating memory for a new object and returning a reference to that memory. The new operator also invokes the object constructor. For example, we have three examples, three statements where objects are being created and put in variables student, student2, student3.
Okay. Note that we have used a new keyword to create student objects. And everyone can understand this example.
Yep.
I understand.
Okay. Uh, and the next example, the next topic, initializes an object. Okay. Hello, Alexis. Can you hear me? Can you read
Hello.
this paragraph, please, Kleber, in English?
Uh, I can try.
Okay.
Initializing an object. The new keyword is followed by a call to a constructor, which initializes the new object. For example, object student, student 2, student 3. Um,
Continue,
from
please.
above code, we'll call below constructor in student class. Um, variable name, variable college, the type string, uh, the class contain constructor, instant in instantiate variable name, read more, below há um link, read more about object in Java, com exemplos.
Okay. Thanks for participating. Okay. And
Thanks.
the next topic is class. Okay. Let me see. Can you read about the class, please, Vinicius?
I think Alexi didn't read anything yet. Alexi, do you want to read something? I can hear you, man.
Can you hear me, Alexi, or not?
Sí, escucho. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Vinicius, please.
So let's go. A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a template or booklet for which objects are created. In short, a class is a specification or a template of an object. A real-world example is circle. Let's look at the example of a class and analyze its various parts in a below diagram. This example declares the class circle, which has the member variables x and y and radius of a type integer, and the two member methods are area and fill color. Above we have the class circle.
Okay, and about these images, can you explain, please?
Okay, this class represents a circle in a drawing of a circle. It has the x, y, x and y. Uh, I think it's height and width. Sorry, the radius is the all the contour of the circle. The area, there's probably will have some logic inside the method area, calculates all the area of the circle, and the fill color probably will fill with the color you pass to the method.
Okay, thanks. Uh, and a class is a template for creating objects. And about these diagrams, uh, can you explain about this diagram, please, Ricardo, in English?
Below we have diagrams showing a circle class, which is the template to create three objects. Object 1, Object 2, and Object 3. The
Okay.
class has the data field radius and methods get area, get perimeter, and set radius. The object 1 has a radius of 1, object 2 has a radius of 25, object 3 has a radius of 125.
Okay, thanks for participating. And the implementations with example, creating the student class. Okay. Let's demonstrate is how to create classes in Java with an example. Here is a student class. Okay. And can you explain about this example, please, Vinicius?
Okay. This is a class named student, which have name and college already fields with name Regis and MBC, have a constructor with no args and a constructor with all args, and the getter and setter for the name and college fields. So if you create this object without passing anything, we'll create an object with name Ramesh and college ABC.
You can use their get and setters. Yeah, this
Change it. Yeah.
example. Okay. And about the abstractions. Can you read, please, Ricardo?
Abstraction means hiding lower level details and exposing only the essential and relevant details to the user. Real world examples. The first example, let's consider a car, which abstracts the internal details and exposes to the driver only those details that are relevant to the interaction of the driver with the car.
Okay, continue,
The
please.
second, the second example, consider a ATM machine. All are performing operations on the ATM machine like cash withdrawal, money transfer, retrieving mini statement, etc. But we can't know internal details about the ATM.
What did you understand about the abstractions?
I understood that the abstraction hides unnecessary information about the working about the workings of any class
Okay,
and shows only what's needed.
okay. Implementations with example. Example, employee, contractors, and full-time employee example. In this example, we created an abstract employee classes and which contains abstracts calculate salary methods, let the subclass extend employee classes and implement calculate salary methods. Let's create contracted and the full-time employee classes as we know that the salary structure for a contracted and full-time employees are different. So let these classes to override and implement a calculate salary methods. And about this diagram, can you explain, please, Vinicius?
Oh, of course. employee have a name and payment per hour and extends working hours, extends full-time employee and extends to contractors. So an employee can be a full-time employee or a contractor if it extends. Is the base class of this other class.
Okay. Let's write a source code by looking into an above class diagram. Step 1. Let's first create the superclass employee. Note the uses and of abstract keyword in these class definitions. This marks the class to be abstract, which means it cannot be instantiated directly. We define a method called calculate salary as an abstract method. This way you leave the implementations of this method to the inheritors of the employee class. Can you explain about this class, please, Ricardo?
Yes, this class employee has two members, name and payment per hour. The constructor employee, sorry, the constructor employee uh, it sets the name and payment per hour, and there is getter and setter for both methods. And the method calculates salary, which is abstracted and must be implemented by the inheritor.
Okay. Step 2. The contractor's class inherits all properties from its parent abstract employee class, but have to provide its own implementations to calculate salary methods. In these cases, we multiply the value of payments per hour with given working hours. And about this class, can you explain, please, Vinicius?
The contractor and employee. So let's go. Uh, We have a basic class called employer and extends contractor. So contractor it's an employee, but he has some more specification is more specific that the contractor besides the what the employee have, it have the working hours as because he's an employee who have working hours, but the employee doesn't have. So next it overrides the calculate salary because of the employee class, and that's it.
Okay. And the step 3, the full-time employee also has its own implementations of calculate salary methods. In these cases, we just multiply by a constant value of 8 hours. Can you explain about this code, please, Ricardo?
Yes. In this code, we have the declaration of class full-time employee, which extends employee, in which it simply declares uh, the the award constructor and overrides the calculated salary.
Okay. Step 4, let's create a abstractions demo class to test implementations of abstractions with below code. Can you explain, please, Vinicius?
I'm sorry, I got lost. What is that?
About the class abstract demo, please.
Okay. The class abstract demo has a public stat void main public stat void main, which is where the Java program begins. They declare a new contractor, oops, and they have a new full-time employee that the reference points to employee. So if we use contractor to calculate salary and full-time employee to calculate salary, we are just using the new keyword to represent some employee. So we can use uh, the calculate salary by which implementation.
Okay, thanks for participating these English conversations about the Java oriented uh, language. Yeah.